Schools are closing, the signs are coming down. A breath of fresh air blows through this town. No more shouting voices on the radio dial. We can finally stop and rest for a little while. Oh, Tennessee, the race is done. We survived the midterm, now we've won. No more yard signs cluttering the view. No more loud commercials, we're finally through. Yeah, we're finally through. Sweet silence in the morning.
Oh, yeah, baby. Today's the day, my man, Ken. This is it.
The long nightmare is over.
That's right.
And then it picks up again for the general.
And then we got at least 3 weeks before it hits Labor Day. And once that happens, it's nothing but... Do you know that I can not only crush these little itty-bitty cookies, but I can also kill a piñata? And that's what I'm going to do to everybody I see that's not supposed to be here.
It's going to be Democrats really don't have a chance, so you're really not going to hear from me now.
Ever. She could go on vacation until that night and come back. What's happened over the last 2.5, 3 months?
I have full confidence that she's going to get rid of cell phones in the classroom and stop China from buying our farmland.
I do too. I do.
Especially since it's already illegal.
I do too.
What was it? One of our listeners posted to the text line yesterday. She was going to put "In God We Trust" on the $100 on the dollar.
On our money.
On our
She's
money.
going to put it on all our money.
That's right. That is it. Oh my Lord! How you doing, dude? How was it at home? Is it nice?
It was a little rough, man. We had some technical issues for the 11 and the 11:30, and Mason was freaking pulling his hair out and working his ass off. And then we also had to get Brother Mike involved, but we got it going.
That's right. Technology. It's good and bad. It's good and bad.
Yeah, when it works,
it's great.
It's great.
I mean, we can gripe about technology every once in a while. And we're like, yeah, but the reality is it's way better than ever.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you could never do this back in the day.
No, back in the 90s, this was I mean, you would need like you could possibly do it with a two-way or, maybe a remote setup, but nowadays it's so much easier. I mean, the only equipment that I need is about the size, it's a little bit bigger than a cell phone that I run my mic through and then hook the computer into, and that's it. And boom, we're on.
Yeah. I mean, that's
the internet.
That's just a different world. Do you remember, I remember starting back in the day when we could do that stuff out on location, and it was, it was insane. The amount of stuff you have. Now it's, I got a computer, so I'll just link straight up through there, and we'll just
Right. I remember when I worked overnights in Tulsa, I would always record up. I'd record up about 3 hours of newscasts, like midnight through 3 o'clock. And the recordings were there if the DJ, needed to use them. But what I would do is I would just chase the scanners. And if there was a shooting or a homicide or a house fire or something like that, I would just go on the two-way and just do a 3-minute live shot from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Just from the scene. Which back then, man, we thought that was something else.
Oh, that was. Nowadays, everything's handled. Although nobody works at radio stations overnight, so it doesn't really matter.
No.
We were telling, so I don't know if you saw this earlier, the FCC cleared the way now, so TV stations can be like radio stations. You can own as many as you want.
Interesting.
So now what you're going to have is you're going to have the guy, right? You'll have our weather guy doing weather for 19 other stations across the country.
Well, you know what? They're already doing that in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, I want to say it's the CBS, or no, it is the ABC affiliate in Tulsa. All the news is actually out of Oklahoma City.
Oh, that's
not good.
It is not good. It is not good.
Because you lose that local flavor.
You do. You do. And like, what are they going to say? Now let's go to sports guy or gal.
Because, I mean, the guy in Oklahoma City, I mean, he can bring up his radar when there's a tornado in Tulsa and there's nothing in Oklahoma City. Well, I mean, he's got everything he needs right there to report on Tulsa.
That is, and do I understand why they do some of that stuff? Yeah, especially if you want to staff. But I remember watching, because I had friends who aren't news anchors and stuff, and they talk about in their day, this like, oh yeah, we'd have a guy that would drive the van. We'd have a producer on out there with me. I'd have a cameraman. Now they're like, I have to shoot my own film. I have to produce it myself. I have to cut it and go live by myself.
Right.
You're like, woof. Hey,
yeah, I remember showing up at, breaking news scenes like a homicide or a house fire. There was, the TV crews, they had a camera person. They had the reporter, and then, like you said, they had a tech.
Yes,
someone back in the truck.
Because you got to watch it, because that stuff is. When I was in LA, there was a lady that I watched on the news for years, and she didn't really know. This is when they first got rid of pretty much everybody, and she backed the wire into something while she was holding the microphone. They backed the wire in, and she got degloved. Almost killed her.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but today's world's totally different now. They think, well, the more technology we have, the less work you have to do, except for the fact that we fired the 84 people to do your job. So you got to do their job as well. So it's kind of the same. Ken, have you seen the trailer? The teaser trailer for Madden?
No, sir.
With Nicolas Cage.
I got to see that.
As John Madden. It is fantastic. He is so incredible. I'm telling you, he's going to win another Academy Award.
How much weight do you think he gained?
Well, he gained some, and they used because if you go back and look at Madden back in the day, not when he was at the end of his life and stuff, but back in the day, he wasn't huge. He was a big dude, but he wasn't like 400 pounds.
Right. He was just a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude, big, lanky, and apparently this follows his entire life, because he walks you through the trailer, like how he changed the game, how he became a superstar on television, doing TV with his best friend and one of his best friends, and how he and Al Davis were buddies, and then how he changed the game worldwide when they came up with the football. Madden.
Dude, he looks just like him.
Yes, it's creepy. And Christian Bale is Al Davis.
This is going to be good.
It is going to be good. It's either two things. It's going to be really good, or it's going to be so bad and cringy. It's going to be awesome. Either way, I love it. Either way. And I just showed Belle the trailer for them. You guys got to go look at this trailer. It's called Prime Time, and it's Robert Pattinson. He plays Chris Hansen, and it's about To Catch a Predator.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And how big his ego got, and how everything went sideways.
I'm going to watch that.
Oh, yeah. Good times, kids. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Tonight, we're all going to be out there having fun. Belle is excited. He looked at me today and goes, dude, you're right. I need to get out there. I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
You're a
I
liar.
Knew he would.
Yeah.
You're a liar, Mr.
He said,
Host.
you know what? We're a team. We need to be together. And then I realized Belle's not really a good team player. Right? Like Belle, you know what Belle is? Belle's the kind of guy, this is what I'm starting to figure out. If I was a pro golfer, Belle's my caddy, I'm going to have to carry my clubs half the time.
Oh yeah! Not only that, you're going to have to drive the golf cart, and I'll be in the other seat making margaritas.
That's exactly how we doing. That was my Belle thing today. I thought, I'm like, dude, you got to go, man. Yeah, he's like, I can't, dude. I got nothing to do at my house tonight. I got to wash my hair.
I'm going to be late for home.
There's.
I hate being late for home.
I'd much rather be talking to a hottie than hanging out with you.
That's right.
Well, I can't argue with that.
So, no. Well, you know what? There could be 1,000 hotties out there. I'm going to be there. Ken's there. We're hotties. Could be out there talking to us.
No.
Ken, are you wearing shorts?
You betcha I am.
Good, because I'm wearing shorts too. Because I saw people dressed up downstairs, and I said, Chris, are you wearing shorts? I said, what are you going to wear? I said, you wearing? He goes, I'm probably going to put some pants on, a nice shirt. I said, all right, cool. I just want to make sure that I'm the only one wearing shorts out of us.
I don't think Brother Chris is a shorts guy.
He wears shorts in here, but he's not a shorts guy going out.
Yeah.
My calves are too nice. The big boss told me one day, my calves are lovely. I'm like, I can't not. She said that. She goes, and then she goes, I heard you talk about me on the radio with your calves. It's like, I'm not saying anything that you didn't say out loud.
Well, that's
What I
true.
like about my shorts is because my legs are so short, the bottom of my shorts are only about 8 inches from my ankles.
You look like a skateboarder,
I do.
like a midget skateboarder. Well, very nice, Chad. Hey,
I'm just a little fella.
we're all little fellas in the eyes of the Lord. Just want to let you guys know this, though. The real thing that's happening tonight isn't the races. The NFL's back. The Hall of Fame game.
Man, I didn't even know that.
And many people are thinking, would you watch that? The answer to that is hell yeah. I hope it's on tonight.
We
So-
just have that on instead of the results.
Yeah.
So since it's the Hall of Fame game, is it a bunch of old guys with bad knees and CTE?
No, well, they're there because the Hall of Fame's this weekend. So this is why they call it the Hall of Fame game. It takes place in Akron or Canton.
Well,
or
who's playing in it?
tonight? It's at Arizona versus the Panthers.
Let's see. Thursday. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep, Panthers versus Arizona tonight.
I think I'll.
Okay, yeah.
I think I'll use this as my sports ball with Bell segment.
There you go. So just to let you guys know, that is what's happening there. And then, the rest of it, we're a week away from it getting started in earnest.
Yes, sir.
So, because I was talking to the guys here yesterday on our little sports station next door that does quite well, from what I understand, saying that the Titans are heading out to San Francisco and they're going to do a joint practice, and then they're going to play their first game next Wednesday or Thursday.
Well, I tell you what, they better look out for Big Jeff Simmons.
Yeah.
You see what Big Jeff Simmons did at practice the other day?
Something's always happening here with the Titans, whether it's somebody on our side says something crazy and there's going to be a fight, or there's an actual fight.
Yeah, man. You don't
Throw blows.
The head coach had to separate him.
Yeah.
I mean, he still got his workout in, but, the coach said, hey, he understands, tempers flare a little bit, but you can't have Big Jeff throwing punches.
No, you can't have Big Jeff throwing punches. That's
because
not
if
good.
you do that on game day,
You get to
Big
leave.
Jeff could be kicked out of the game.
Yeah, that's not good. And I think they're going to win 7 or 8 games this year, but they're going to need all the help.
Yes, sir.
So, coming up, a lot to get to today. We're talking about the governor's race, a few of the other races going on as well. A bunch of other fun things that we're going to do as we get ready for tonight. It's going to be fun, and I don't know if Ken's going to be shirtless or not. Somebody just asked that. Maybe. You don't know. He's been
It's going to be
working
a
out.
game time decision.
Game time decisions, absolutely. Either way, he will be wearing suspenders, so we're super excited about that. Plus, Buc-ee's is at it again.
Doing.
Another lawsuit. Wait till you hear this one, which is insane. Chad
This
Benson,
one's
Super
ridiculous.
Talk. It is Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital right now wants to talk to you about all things going on in the marketplace. Good, bad, indifferent stuff that could bite you, stuff where you can make a mint. They just want to talk to you and show you what they're all about. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. What can they do? Give them most upside potential. It's what I love about Bulwark is they're not going to hassle you. They just want to show you what's going on. They're going to give you a free Know Your Risk portfolio review. It is absolutely free for you. All you have to do is sign up at knowyourriskpodcast.com. They'll show you what they're all about, the global outlook that they have, how being the way that they invest through their fundamentals is just so much different than everybody else out there. They've done me a world of good. They've done my family a world of good, and I think they'll do you that as well. Find out what they can do for you. Sign up today for your free Know Your Risk portfolio review. Get a second set of eyes on all things going on out there. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, yourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management.
fun. All right. If you got friends or family or somebody coming to Nashville for a business meeting, you better text them or call them because eastbound 40 is shut down because of a multiple vehicle crash. This is going to be about 80 miles west of Nashville in Carroll County. Eastbound 40 is shut down there, and there is no estimated time when they're going to reopen it. And Dr. Anthony Fauci having another bad day after the Senate Homeland Security Committee held another vote today. We'll tell you about it coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Was that actual theater? Will something come of it? I go with A. I think anything's going to come of it, but you never know.
Yeah, because, I mean, they're going to try to get around a full Senate vote.
Which is, yeah. Hey, we know we couldn't get this done through the Senate, so we're going to try to figure out how we go around it. So then why have the Senate? Why have any of them at this point? Really? I mean, just how about this? Maybe we just get rid of all the government and we're just going to, your state will handle everything and we'll go from there. There we go. Thank goodness we're going to have a governor. Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, it just needs to be somebody that's going to stop China from buying up all our land.
Well, there's only two people talking about that. John Rose and Marcia.
Well, there's a lot of people in the General Assembly talking about how they already outlawed it.
Well, it's not the same, though, because they're doing it different. She's actually going to go out there and stop them via force.
They're going to make it more illegal. It's going to be really, really illegal.
It's going to be like on double secret probation, which is kind of what you would be on in Animal House. That's the kind of stuff.
There's not going to be any more fortune cookies.
No, she's outlawing all of those. Same thing with Mexican food. No tortillas. We're done. She is serious about immigration, people.
You're just going to have to put your taco meat on a piece of bread.
You can't even call it taco meat anymore. We're getting rid of everything. All gone. That $20 burrito that everybody's talking about on the internet, that's gone. Did you see that? That whole, the young people talking about how expensive it is, and somebody mentioned a $20 burrito, and that kind of became like, where do you get a $20 burrito? I'm like, well, I don't know where you get a $20 burrito. I mean, you got to look for that, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, where I eat, you don't get a $20 burrito. Taco Bell. I mean, it ends up being like a $3,000 burrito after all the diarrhea and stuff, and the trip to the hospital. But I mean, that's because I saw this weekend Vivek went and spoke at I think it was a Ron Paul thing, and he got booed off the stage.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because he told them, here's a guy up there, is worth what, $1 billion or whatever it is, basically telling them you're either a winner or you're a whiner, and you guys don't and he went off on them, and they booed him off the stage, basically.
Didn't go well for Vivek.
It did not go well for Vivek. And I'm just looking at Vivek going, dude, you're swinging and missing a lot of opportunities here. And the other thing too is a lot of people, with Vivek, he gets this weird situation where he is so polished that it doesn't seem real at times. You ever seen that? That's like you're so polished, you're like, that doesn't feel right. It was the same thing with Pete Buttigieg. Nobody can vote for your nephew, right? You're never going to vote for your nephew to be president. And the other side of it, everything felt so canned with Pete. It was so canned. It felt like even if it was something new that you were hearing, you're like, oh, I like that. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter because if it's so sterile and perfect, it doesn't feel real.
See, that's how I think Monty Fritz set himself apart from the other two.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's well, you're absolutely right on that. I mean, he just didn't have the money, but what he did was the grassroots thing. He shook hands, kissed babies. I mean, he went out and he met the people. You can't, and it's all politics, no matter how big, it's still local to the person that you're meeting, to that vote you're trying to get. And he did a good job. At least with our listeners, he's done a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not, as you can tell.
I don't think Monty's going to win, but I'm going to be extremely shocked if he doesn't have a really good showing.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. what is the showing that they have? Is she, because if somebody get, like, it's going to be weird that she's going to win a plurality probably. She's going to get like 40%, 38%. And you're thinking to yourself, that's not great. Somebody's going to be governor because this is the big thing. But it's because let's be real, like you said, the chances of a Democrat winning are not great.
They're pretty slim.
They're pretty slim, but you never know.
You never. That's why they play the game.
That is why they play the game. I'm looking over there. We have Donald Trump's president,
and they're running against Marcia. So who knows?
Who knows? And judging by a lot of people here who text the program, she's not going to get a lot of love here. I got a lot of people that are writing stuff in, or they're saying I won't vote.
And even the people that talk about voting for are kind of holding their nose while they talk about it.
I have yet to have anybody at all talk about how excited they are to vote for her.
Wouldn't vote for her for dog catcher.
Well, only if it's the Chinese and she's stopping them. I'll vote
Chinese
for that.
Dogs.
Can't believe we're not going to have burritos anymore. We're not going to have
pugs.
We're not going to have what?
Not going to have any pugs either.
Oh, that's right. God. Shar-Peis, those are gone for sure.
Shar-Peis are out.
No Shih Tzus.
Nope. No.
Those are gone.
No. Yeah. Because you know what? They're spies.
They are.
They are. They're all spies.
They've all
They're
had
like
those implants in their brains, and they just beam it right back to Beijing.
There's a reason they call it the Manchurian Candidate. Coming up, we will talk a bit about the races. And you guys, I want to hear from you guys out there. Text the program. You can tweet at us at Chad Benson Show across any of the stuff. We're going to try to get back to you guys as much as possible. What is the number one issue, realistically, all kidding aside, that needs to be addressed here? What's your biggest issue? Want to hear from you guys. I'll talk a bit about that. Also, Buc-ee's, what are you doing? Even their governor of Ohio came out and said something. And wait do you hear where this lawsuit is against, and wait do you hear where they're located, which is also infuriating.
This Buc-ee's beaver is named Francis, and he needs to lighten up.
He just need to lighten up, Francis. He's absolutely right about that. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. And drivers west of Nashville, they're not going to be getting here anytime soon. About 80 miles west of Nashville in Carroll County, eastbound 40 is completely shut down for several vehicles that have crashed. The backup goes for miles, and there's no estimate for when eastbound 40 is going to be reopened. They're about 80 miles west of Nashville. In our nation's capital today, the Senate Homeland Security Committee voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci, the former head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, in contempt of Congress, following Fauci's decision to invoke the Fifth during a tense hearing in front of the committee last month. So what's next? Well, the normal process is it would be the resolution would go to the Senate for a full Senate vote, but that would require a 60-vote threshold to clear. And Chairman Rand Paul knows that's very unlikely to get out of the Senate, so he's going to send it straight to the Justice Department to see if maybe they'll bring up some charges on Fauci. President Trump's rejecting reports that the United States is facing critical shortages of certain military munitions. Trump says in a social media post the country has substantial weapons inventories and that production is increasing to meet demand. Meanwhile, CBS News reporting supplies of some long-range missiles and missile defense interceptors have been drawn down significantly during the conflict with Iran. The White House and Pentagon say the military remains fully capable of carrying out missions worldwide. And with the public safety and health officials facing multiple threats, there's growing concerns about the U.S. water supply. An intelligence note reviewed by ABC News provides the clearest indication yet that Iran may be behind cyber attacks targeting water and wastewater utilities in more than a dozen states and prepared for them months in advance. The note says public safety officials in Utah identified targeted reconnaissance against water infrastructure in their state using an internet signature linked to Iran. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Beacon Capital Management. You need to talk to them. Like a lot of people right now, they're hearing about the markets. They're looking at what's going on. They're seeing the debt that's out there. They're worrying about taxes, all this stuff happening. Beacon's going to help you with all of those things. One thing I hear all the time, though, is about, we talk about taxes a lot on here, and are they going to be going up? I think at some point in time, that's almost a certainty, no matter who's in office. And so you have to think to yourself, well, if you're on a fixed income or you're heading there in the retirement, what are you going to do to protect yourself? That's where Beacon comes in. I want you to talk with Beacon. They're amazing. They're incredible. 615-488-9303. Their thing is they're going to help you evaluate strategies aimed at reducing the impacts of taxes on your retirement. So maybe you're on a fixed income. Maybe you're worried about what that's going to do to your taxes. Don't put it off. Talk to them about all the advantages that are going on right now, as well as when those things go away and potential for taxes to go up, how you're protected in this world that is going to probably get a little bit more expensive. Let them help you with that. Call Beacon now, 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303, or go to askbeaconnow.com to learn more from Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement. Yeah, baby. Tonight, broadcasting live. Hop Springs, Murfreesboro, Super Talk 99.7. That is us. We're going to be out there. Primary election presented by Better Water LLC. You guys come out tonight. You can guarantee no gay frogs for sure. Matt's out there at 3. Ken's out there at 3. Jackson, who, by the way, suit, tie. He's not wearing any of that, but he does have a dress shirt on. I just saw him.
He's going to run for governor after the primaries.
So you know what? Based on what we've seen so far, Jackson has my vote.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Oh, that right there was Alex Jones, for those of you guys who don't know. Alex has some issues, as we all know, in the past and some of the stuff. And currently.
So you're saying you're okay with them putting chemicals in the water that make the frogs gay?
No, I don't even want frogs. I don't like frogs.
Oh, What are they?
You don't want them in your water.
Yeah, you know, yeah. What would you?
Are they the raisins of the animal world?
They are, because you can get high off of them, frogs and toads and such and what. No, I don't. It's right though that the frogs were turning gayish, because I saw one. It was Liberace frog. It was just
Saw one with lipstick on.
yeah. I saw one cruise by and he had a candelabra, and I thought, well, that's weird.
And a diamond encrusted Rolls Royce.
So he was wearing little short shorts, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on, everybody? So we're going to be live tonight. Matt's going to be there. Chris is going to be there. Dan, it's Hug a Dan Day. Always remember that. And of course, we're all going to be there except for Belle, who keeps going, I don't know if I'm going to go or not because everybody doesn't like me. And I said, dude, you have to go. I mean, I'm not saying that you know, that it's a must, but we don't want you to get fired for not showing. So
Brother Bell's got a hot date.
Belle does not have a hot date.
You don't know.
We all know, Belle.
You don't know.
We all know. We all know. We all know, Belle. Okay? God, tell you what.
I'll call her right now and move it up.
Hey, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Somebody would like to, said, give us a landmark. WTF, 80 miles west of Nashville?
Yeah, about 80 miles west of Nashville. This is in Carroll County. You've got eastbound I-40 shut down. Both lanes are shut down. It's at mile marker 119 because several cars have crashed.
Any
And
fatalities or
that
anything?
backup is for miles now.
Oh. You know, if that was on the way to the place today, I would have to tell everybody I don't think I can make it.
I mean, here's the deal. Several miles from where the backup starts, it's backed up at Highway 22, which is Parker's Crossroads, because I think people have, people obviously on their phones are aware of what's up ahead. Well, they're getting off there at Highway 22. I guess that's probably where Google or whatever traffic service they use, Apple or whatever, is telling them to get off there at Highway 22 to get around the closure. And that's backing up.
Oh, God.
So if you got friends or family trying to get to Nashville from the west, just let them know it ain't going to happen anytime soon, and they may have to drive off into some of those small towns.
Ooh, small. Better watch out.
You better look out.
I'm just telling you. By the way, Belle's girlfriend just chimed in. Belle and I are dating. We don't talk or ever see each other. It's amazing. Signed, Karen.
Shut your pie hole, Karen.
Hey, don't talk about a relationship like that. By the way, we need to do something really quick here.
Now it's time for the Swamp Ass News Report with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver.
I tell you what, boys, Brother Bellel and I, we were talking off air about whether or not we need a swamp ass report, and I decided that we do because humidity's at 57%, and while the real temperature is only 88, the heat index is at 94.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to get swamp ass if you're, working in an air conditioning environment and you got to go out to your car and get something, or you got to go outside and smoke cigarettes. But for the real the hard working man and woman out there who's working outdoors, the bricklayers, the HVAC repairmen, the construction workers, first responders, it's pretty swamp assy out there. And I bet you they would agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I would think so. And Belle what'd you get you got an alert on your phone, some sort of weather thing that said that.
Yeah, but it said there it was an alert for Davidson County, and then the radar showed it all below Davidson County.
But is it coming here? See, that's just
it was already to the east.
Well, he's even delayed on that, and you wonder why. We got to get you out of the house, man. I'm telling you, it's for your own good.
No,
it is for your own good. So it's going to be hot.
You're going to expect me to talk to people, and I'm not having it.
No, well, you don't. No.
Oh yeah, there's a line of showers and thunderstorms, but it's way east of us. It's approaching Chattanooga.
Yeah. Oh, Chattanooga, gorgeous Chattanooga this time of year.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful part of the state.
It is. It is.
Got a big old fish aquarium down there.
They do. I like fish. You ever tried to fish at the fish aquarium? They get all upset and stuff. You guys ever try to fish at the SeaWorld? Yeah, they get really mad, but whatever.
Well, they told me to stay away from the turtles.
Oh, well, yeah. By the way, Steven, our buddy Steven, who came in and said HVAC here, it's very hot. It's very swamp assy in Donaldson. So, guys, it's there. It's nasty, and it's going to get worse. Look at how dressed up you guys got. If nothing else, you have to go see how dressed up Jackson got.
Brother Jackson got dressed up.
He does. He's got a button-up shirt. I mean, his hair is feathered perfectly. It's so.
I think I see a bow tie in his hand.
Yeah. I mean, the feather too is spectacular. It's very 1970s.
Did he part it down the middle?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Farrah Fawcett. It's excellent. It's a Farrah Fawcett.
Wow.
It's delicious.
Well, he's taking his run for governor seriously.
Well, of course you got to take the run for governor serious. You're not going to get that for free unless, of course, you're Marsha. Which, by the way, several of you have chimed in about not being thrilled about Marsha. I don't know what to say. I don't know who's voting for her. That's what I want to know. I had somebody texted and said, my friend is a Democrat, but crossed the line to vote just so he could vote against Marsha. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. So come on out tonight. Hang out with us. Buc-ee's is suing a convenience store that is tiny because it has a beaver in their logo. Do you want to know? Do you guys want to know where it's set? Beaver Creek, Ohio.
Well, in fairness, they do have almost 5 parking spaces, so they clearly are trying to confuse the consumer.
They said in their lawsuit, we believe that them using this logo would confuse people. Nobody's confused about this, okay? It is it's one of those ones, it's a convenience store. I don't think there's even any gas you can get there. You just roll up and go in. Nobody's confused. The beaver, you know what it looks like? It looks like a beaver. That's it. You don't get to sue everybody. I mean, are you going to go after the Oregon Beavers next? Could you imagine that? The Oregon State Beavers? Or we're going to have to sue you guys because you guys... And the guy who started... This is the funny thing. The guy who started Buc-ee's, he actually stole the beaver from something he saw as a child. He'd readily admit that he took that logo of the beaver and then, and brought that with him much later. Good God. I get protecting your property. This is not This isn't like you own Disneyland and then somebody opens up next door at Disneyland and it's the exact same thing.
I bet you money this ends up getting dropped pretty quick because of all the bad publicity they're getting.
Not only that, but there's been several companies that have come out and said, we're going to throw money behind you. There's law firms already out there. And John Oliver tore into them.
You mean they're going to throw money behind the little convenience store?
Yeah, they got John Oliver started Buck Off with the thing that looks just like Buc-ee's, and you can go buy those shirts that say Buck Off, and all of the proceeds go to feeding the homeless and people. So he said, Buc-ee's, I dare you. He goes, because we've got FU money, so we'll take you guys on. And by the way, every time you sue us, we're taking the money from the homeless people. Just so you know that we're taking money out of people's mouths.
Oh.
Buc-ee's, when you want to starve in front of 1,000 acres of food.
Nobody's going to be confused. It's not like it's called Cougar Creek and you gave it a hat. It's just, I saw somebody on the YouTube chat goes, pretty soon they're going to sue a beaver for looking like Buc-ee. Just a beaver walking down the street. Oh, look at you. But it is not. It is just. You're hurting yourself in ways that you do not understand when you do this. It's just stop it. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. How'd I sound? I sound like the Frozen chick.
Yeah. What was her name? Elsa.
Yeah. Is that Elsa? Yeah. So
I think it was.
Yeah, Elsa. Let it go. Let this one go. All right. If it was 20 gas pumps and it's got a hat on and they've got 40 convenience stores, sue the hell out of them. Okay. But until then, at Beaver Creek in the town of 8 people, even the governor, DeWine, came out and said, he told the Buc-ee's people, you guys need to drop this. All right. This is hurting you. And tomorrow they're having a big shop in where everybody shows up and they just buy everything off the shelves so they can afford their attorneys. Just insane.
Well, that does it for Coors Light.
I'm doing this for the little guy.
I'll take me another case of that.
Yeah, what you guys? Yeah.
Give me some of that Coors Light and throw in some Bush.
Oh yeah, and if you got any? What you got back there? You got some Zins? I don't like Zins. You got some of that? What you got for chew? Right? You got something back there? Some chew. Who won One Hit Wonder yesterday? Bell cheated, so
Brother Bilal won.
I won by I think it was 2 percentage points.
Son of a biscuit eater.
son of a biscuit either. There you go. And you know what I was waiting for? That 3 a.m. drop was going to come to give me the lead. It never happened, though. Oh, man, I was
I
hoping.
think that's what saved me.
Yeah.
All those late, write-in votes and stuff.
Totally. By the way, remember, guys, you can write any of us in for governor. So feel free to do so. Our goal is to, our goal actually is one of us to be governor. We really want Ken to be governor because we just want to see his face when they tell him he's got to be governor. Are you serious? Like now? It's like when South Park, when Mr. Garrison ran to be president, then he found he won. He's like, I don't want to be president.
I don't want to be president. I just want to keep teaching the kids.
Yeah. Red man, that's
And
right.
no matter what he says or how bad he makes himself out to be, people are just like, you're the best.
Oh, my Lord.
Some red man chew.
That's right, baby. I was more of a big league chew guy, but you know what? It's all good, kids. It's all good. Coming up, sports. We know about this sports ball thing because Bell, our sports anchor, who anchors nationwide, will be anchoring the sports desk straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. Incogni, you out there sitting there relaxing, saying to yourself, things are good. Oh, here comes another spam phone call. Here comes another annoying text message. That's because all of your data is out there. And data brokers take it and they sell it to anybody. Your home address, your work address, how much money you make, who you voted for, all of that stuff. You want to protect yourself. Incogni is going to help you do that. They go in, they know exactly what they're doing, and they're able to get you off those lists, and they do it fast. They've gotten me off hundreds and hundreds of lists, and it works because they know how to play the game that is set up to be legal. The problem is they make it impossible for you and I to do, and there's so many of them out there.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
They get them knocked out. Simple and easy. So this is what I want you to do. Go to incogni.com/Benson. You're going to save 60% right there. You're going to take back control of your data because it's important to have. That's incogni.com/Benson. Get your data back in your hands and get that phone making the noise you want it to make, which is silence. Incogni.com/Benson.
All right, drivers, once again, we've got that shutdown on I-40 eastbound headed toward Nashville. This is about 80 miles west of town. The both lanes shut down right there at mile marker 119.8 because several cars have crashed. That is in Carroll County. Eastbound is closed, and the backup is for miles. There's no estimate on when it's going to be reopened. And the Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee have voted against Dr. Anthony Fauci. We'll tell you about that coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Those are silly things. We need to talk about real stuff.
Now it's time for Sports with Bell. When you need to know sports information, you turn to the guy who calls basketball shooty hoops. Let's talk some sports with Bell. Yeah!
All right, Bell. Bell does sports like nobody's business because it's none of his business.
So I'm just curious if you have a beaver as your team mascot for your football or your high school basketball team, do you get sued too? I mean, you're not going to be left out, are you?
I don't think so because it's a mascot that has nothing to do with selling products or bringing people to there. I mean, they're only bringing them to the games.
They're selling tickets.
Yeah, but they're not selling tickets to see the beaver or to come there. They're selling tickets to go watch a football game. I would think it would be tough. But
I think I'd want the publicity of being sued.
Well, yeah, I think now, you know what? People are doing that on purpose, I think now. People are going to just try to edge towards doing that. Go on, go ahead. Because that's what's his name did. John Oliver, he made everything look just like it and said, come on and sue us. See what happens. See what happens. And they have declined to sue him, but they're going after this tiny station and this tiny little, not even a gas station, convenience store at any strip mall in America. Beaver Creek.
I don't even think it's that high class.
No, it's
I think
not.
it's a little off the road kind of place that
It's-
a mom and pop own.
Yeah, because it's Beaver Creek, Ohio. I mean, I think
I'm sorry. That's a metro. That's a huge metropolis.
Yeah, you kidding me? That's where all the beavers live. That's what I know. That's why they live in the creek.
That's why there's no trees.
Yeah, telling you what. By the way, we've got a couple of people that have voted for us for governor. So we are not going to be shut out. So just to let you guys know that. There's no pickling us, baby. No pickling us. Coming up, hour number 2. I got a serious question to ask you guys. So when I say it like that, probably not as serious as you may think it is, but it is kind of serious in some weird ways. We'll talk a bit about the governor's race. Obviously, some of the other races, does Ogles win? A bunch of other stuff like that we're going to talk about today. Plus, we want to hear from you guys. Text the program. The biggest, most pressing issue when it comes to everyday lives right here in Tennessee. What is the big thing that the governor and these people who want your vote should be focusing on? Chad Benstow, Super Talk 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Just a reminder, drivers about 80 miles west of Nashville at mile marker 119. You've got several cars piled up, and eastbound 40 is closed. No estimate for when it is going to reopen. In our nation's capital today, Republican senators on the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee have voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. Fauci invoked his Fifth Amendment rights more than 100 times during a contentious hearing last week, refusing to answer lawmakers' questions. Committee Chairman Rand Paul says Fauci defied an order to respond after receiving a presidential pardon from former President Joe Biden. Fauci's attorney called the vote a political stunt and defended his client's constitutional right against self-incrimination. President Trump is pushing back on reports that the U.S. is running low on key munitions following the war with Iran. In a social media post, Trump said the United States has large supplies of weapons and that additional stockpiles are being produced and shipped as needed. CBS News reported this week that the military has used nearly all of its global inventory of certain long-range precision missiles, citing sources familiar with the matter. Trump also said defense companies are expanding production and building new facilities across the country. And in the salmonella outbreak linked to jalapenos, federal health officials now reporting hundreds of cases across more than 24 states. That salmonella outbreak tied to jalapenos now expanding. The CDC reports 345 people have gotten sick across 27 states, the highest number of cases in Minnesota and Colorado, 36 people have been hospitalized. Meanwhile, the FDA has approved Moderna's mRNA flu vaccine for adults over the age of 50. The shot was found to be 27% more effective than the standard vaccine. The new approval comes after an intense flu season last year that saw some of the highest rates of doctor's visits, hospitalizations, and deaths from the virus. Health officials recommend everyone over the age of 6 months get vaccinated to protect themselves, ideally before the end of October. The shot has been found to lower the risk of both hospitalization and death. And there's a new CDC director. The Senate confirming Dr. Erica Schwartz to lead the agency. She is a former deputy surgeon general. She has repeatedly confirmed the safety of childhood vaccines. The agency had been without a permanent leader for nearly a year after her predecessor clashed with Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. about vaccine policies. Money news: Americans saving up to buy a home might have to keep renting for a while longer. Mortgage rates are sitting at 6.81%, their highest in a year. Some portion of the increase can be traced to the war with Iran. A lull in the conflict, falling oil prices, and gains in the bond market have mortgage lenders feeling more comfortable about raising the cost of borrowing. Not only are fewer Americans applying for home loans, fewer are refinancing their existing loans. And Meta says one of its artificial intelligence models breached a third-party company's systems during a controlled security test. The company says a testing environment misconfiguration by independent contractor Irregular accidentally gave the model internet access. Meta says the AI then exploited a security flaw in an outside service before the activity was discovered. The company says it's investigating and plans to release a full review of the incident. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Thank you, Brother Bilal.
Happy primary day. What'd you get me from primary day? I'd like to know. Are you going to come out and visit us tonight? It's going to be a lot of fun.
Firm handshake and a pat on the back.
That's a solid thing right there. That's what you get a man right there. Some chew.
Yeah, some
Got you some
head man chew.
I love the picture. We're going to be out there tonight, Hop Springs. We're going to be out there. So Matt's doing a show, and then we're going to all be there from 6 to 10. Dan and I will see who lasts longer because both he and I get up about 2 or 3 in the morning. So we'll see who can last the longest. But get yourself out there. Come say hi to us. Ken's going to be there. Matt, Chris, Dan, myself, Bell, all of us are going to be there tonight. So be excited to hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun as we I liked what Chris had to say. We should have sent people around to and had them parked at the parties. Whether it was with Monty or Marcia or because they're all going to have their little party somewhere. So it's not going to happen, though, unfortunately. Most of you guys, though, affordability seems the number one thing that people are chiming in. Affordability. The number one issue. And that's what you talked about with Garrett. Said, number one thing everybody's talking about is affordability. That's it. Affordability is... Now, other things may come in there, right? But affordability is the thing. Because, you just heard Ken say people are going to have to save longer now to get a house. And by the way, keep saving too. Because the thing is for people, even if you can afford a house, you can't afford the down payment, which seems to be the thing that is eluding so many people. But this is the issue. It's affordability. Groceries are more expensive. Life across the board is more expensive. And it's not getting cheaper any day. It's not. And that sucks because we wanted it to. And, that's my, that would be, I could see it's always number one or number two is affordability. Like if we were in a great war, which we're not, that would obviously be the big thing. And this thing, we were not in a war. We were in a kerfuffle, not a war. So it's affordability. Always will be. It's number one thing. So, somebody said I was going to come out tonight, but Bell said he's not going to be there, so I'm not coming. Well, Bell doesn't care. He doesn't care about any of us. That's what he's told us. And I look at, what do you expect the governor to do for affordability? That's the question. What do you expect the governor to do? I know grocery tax, property tax, what kind of influence are they going to have? Those are all big things and big issues that need to be talked about. But it's truly about the everyday person. From what I hear from everybody, that's the issue. It's the everyday person. Life is more expensive, and it feels like it's getting away from you.
As long as they stop China from buying our land. And also, if they need to get rid of cell phones in school.
Yeah. And by the way, when you show up at school with a cell phone, you have to throw it against the wall.
Right. And if it doesn't break, you have to throw it again.
Stomp on it. So, but like you said, man, is that Johnny Garrett's, right? Like they talk about affordability. Number one thing. That's what Ken's like, oh, yeah, that's what everybody
that's Charlie Hatcher.
Charlie Hatcher. And then you had, when we had Monty Fritz in, Monty Fritz said, all people want to talk about when I go out is affordability.
Well, and all those commercials that Marcia was running about affordability.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, those don't exist.
Yeah, those don't. How do you not? Well, here's the thing. I can see as a Republican how it's hard to address that. Because who's in charge of everything? In this state, it's Republicans. In the nation, it's Republicans. So it's hard to talk about affordability when your party's been entrusted with the affordability. And you can blame, Biden. Look, sorry, the Biden thing, that ship sailed, guys. That ship sailed. It's now, it's now landing on this. You wanted to be president, you're president, it's affordability, it lands on you. And in Tennessee, what can you guys do for affordability? But this is where you should chime in and say, look, we're going to work on the property tax. Do you realize the perfect opportunity that any of these candidates had to truly sit down and do commercials where they flooded you with property taxes too damn high? We need to fix this, and we need to get people back to where they're not scared to get the surprise property tax bill.
And something Matt always says is you're never going to have more access to a politician than when they actually need your vote.
Yeah.
So when you go into that booth tonight, think about who has not been willing to stand up and talk to you.
That's a big deal. I mean, it's huge.
Because it ain't going to get better after somebody's in office.
No, God, no. Well, that's when, you know what that's like? Ladies, you guys know this, right? They work hard. They go on that date. Something happens. Next thing you know, ghost. That's what it is. They're ghosting us. They are. Chad, can you name one thing that a politician could do to make things more affordable? Property taxes. Big deal right there. That right there. You and I can't fix the property tax. We can't take on the grocery tax. We can't. I mean, there are certain things that on the tax side of stuff, and property tax, a perfect example of stuff that they can handle. And do I think that any of them are going to do it? I have no idea. I don't know. Because all I do know is one of them wants to smash Chinese fortune cookies that, as we all know, are that are made. That's a Japanese idea made in San Francisco. That's it.
People, we gotta stop being okay with being lied to.
Yeah.
That should not be. You should not feel like, oh well, that's just politics. No, that's somebody lying to you.
Yeah. That's it. Somebody said, "Oh, Chad is saying it's not Biden's fault." I'm sorry. I was told the minute I get in, I'm going to reduce all of your prices. I'm going to get oil and gas down. I'm going to do all of these things, and it's going to happen. Take my words. Mark it down. None of those things have happened, and that's not Biden's fault.
Well, you do have to remember, I mean, we're 2 years into Trump's presidency, so it's probably still Clinton's fault.
Well, and of course it is. Well, it can't be Clinton's fault.
Well, sure it is.
Well,
then it's Carter's. I'm sure it's Carter's.
We can always blame Carter. Everybody, we can always blame Carter for something. He's not here anymore, so he's fine with it. When does it become your responsibility? That's what I want to know. But for Tennessee, you look around and you say, all right, what are you going to do? What are you going to do on the property tax side? What are you going to do when it comes to, not giving away tax benefits to massive corporations to come in here while somebody down the street is thinking about closing their business because they can't afford to stay open anymore. And it's not because some businesses are good or some businesses are bad. You have priced them out of the market. That's what you should be focusing on. How many of you are going, I hope the Chinese aren't buying up all the farmland? So, I mean, are they? So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Gasoline tax, anything. But, they can affect the estate tax. There's a lot of things that they can do. But the property tax is a big deal. And why not talk about that? Now, I know Monty talked about it for a little bit with us, where he said, look, I'd like to see us go to kind of what they have in California, a thing called Prop 13. Whatever you bought your house for, that's what it is. So if you bought your house for $200,000, you're paying property taxes, even if it's worth $800,000 on a $200,000 home. And okay, I mean, that right there seems reasonable because nobody wants taxes, but we all want services. So there's going to have to be some give and take. But when you started hearing some of these bills, what was it? It was like that emergency medical thing. Where it's like you get that thing and, after going to the hospital and you tear it open and you find out your ambulance ride was $50,000. But your appendix was $1. What? I mean, so those are the little things. But I heard none of it. I heard nobody addressed affordability. They addressed some cultural issues in the culture war stuff. But nobody really addressed the day-to-day affordability here. And, I mean, that's, I talk to people every day. You guys text me. Some of you love me. Some of you hate me. I'm okay. Come join us tonight. Yell at me if you want to. I'm fine with that as long as you say hi. But that being said, it's affordability. And saying you're talking to, Tennesseans every day about what? Who walked up to her and said, hey, it's Chinese. You got to ban them. Buying farmland. It's the number one thing. I can't go to bed at night because I think up the street, maybe China's bought some farmland that I wasn't paying attention to. No. Kids and cell phones. First of all, that's done already. And secondly, I mean, what is that? That's just ridiculous. You're dealing with, how about dealing with, let's get our teachers more money. Let's have some transparency with the vouchers. I mean, little things like that.
Getting rid of that food tax would be huge.
Yeah. So, I think so. Absolutely.
I mean, I realize that money probably goes to, some of it anyway, probably goes to some important things, but I'm sure there are areas where we can cut wasteful spending, areas that we're just wasting taxpayer money. But I mean, food is something that we need.
Yeah.
And to reduce the tax on that would be huge.
Hey, Sapicki just texted me, and he's got a bill coming next year that will assess property taxes the way California does it.
Yeah. Which is like I said, whatever you bought your house for, that's what your tax stays at. So
bingo.
If you bought your house for $200,000, even if it's worth $800,000, because you know why? What you're doing now is you're just pricing old people out of their homes. They can't afford to live anymore. They're making choices. You're doing the same thing with businesses. There's no way you can tell a business $600,000 your property bill or your tax bill and expect them to stay in business when margins are so small. Unless they're selling fentanyl or cocaine, chances are they're going to have to go out of business. And it's
Way
not
to go,
because they have,
Scott Sapicki.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for you, Scott. Good for you. So, and see, here's the thing. Somebody said, Chad, the people that are struggling don't pay property taxes. They live in an apartment or their mom's basement. That is not true.
It's not
man.
always true.
Yeah, that's why their rent is so high.
Yeah.
Because they're paying the landlord's property taxes.
So,
well, then Ken brings up a good point. When you're renting, somebody's paying property taxes, and it's not like they're not going to pass it on to the consumer.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, exactly. Who do you think that? We were just talking about tariffs the other day. $700 is what the average family paid for as a household in tariff money. Now, guess what? All that money, which is hundreds of billions of dollars, being paid back.
Trillions.
Yeah, being paid back to these corporations, and people are going, well, where's all that money to us?
I think Apple's tariff refund was $1.2 trillion.
A billion.
No, trillion.
Trillion.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I saw.
You're on drugs.
Don't
That's
stop
beside
mixing
the point.
subjects.
I didn't think it was that much.
Well, you could be right. I'll double check it.
Yeah, I would double check that one. So, hey, Chad, have you checked your 401k balance lately? What does that have to do? I don't live off my 401k. Ken, do you live off yours? Do they send you a check every month?
I do not.
There you go.
I can't access it.
Yeah. So if you live off your 401k, that's wonderful. It's great. If you live off your retirement because you're at that age where you're retired and your house is paid off and you've, all of these things, that's great. And that's a wonderful thing. You know what, though? The average person, they're not living on their 401k now. Or you know what they are doing? They're borrowing against it.
Yeah.
Yes, Bell, how much was it?
You were correct. I was way off. It's actually $2.2 billion was just Apple's refund alone.
Yeah. And did they pay that back to the people who bought?
No.
Probably not. And people are asking that question as well. Affordability, kids, it's big. I got a real question besides this coming up. We're going to talk about that when we come back. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. A lot of you have also chimed in about Buc-ee's, and you're not happy about that either, them suing incessantly, which is it's not a good look. Kids, it's just not a good look.
It would be one thing if they were suing some other mega corporation that had these giant, beautiful. This is a little mom and pop on the side of the road with a couple of gas pumps.
And so it's just at a place called Beaver Creek, not a place called Cougar Town. By the way, if you've been to Cougar Town, there's some cougars there. Arr, if you know what I mean. Chad Benson, just we're talking at 7. Relief Factor is going to help you when it comes to aches and pains in your joints and your muscles. The average person, you and I, going through our day, it's inflammation, right? We don't eat great, get a little older, longer in the tooth, things start to hurt a little bit more. They stay inflamed a little longer. And what happens? Well, then you get those aches and pains in your joints. So what do you want to do? You want to live with the pain or you want to get rid of it? That's where Relief Factor comes in. It works from the inside out, not masking the issue, where it feels okay for a little while, but then back to pain. It works from the inside out, meaning it addresses the inflammation. And that's the thing I love about it. I take it every single day. It's naturally formulated, so you can take it every single day. It's non-addictive, third-party tested for purity and potency. Right now, you can get a 3-week quick start for $17.76. Over 1 million people use Relief Factor, and the reason is simple. It works. Try it for yourself. Just $17.76 for a 3-week quick start. Go to ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
All right, drivers, we've got debris on the roadway. It is going to be 65 northbound. It looks like right before you get to the South Loop at downtown, and then about 80 miles west of Nashville, we still have eastbound 40 shut down for a crash involving multiple vehicles. The backup is miles long. No estimate on when that's going to be reopened. Dr. Anthony Fauci got an unfavorable vote in the Senate Homeland Security Committee today, and looks like he's going to be referred for criminal charges. We got that story and more coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, guys. Honest question. First of all, what they announced yesterday at Home Depot had sold out of their $299 Christmas things. They had a special Santa Claus already up, and they had a special reindeer and Santa Claus. That's sold out. I go into the store today to grab my my drink, and staring right at me, pumpkins, Reese's pumpkins.
Well, I've got all my Christmas decorations up, but it's for 2028.
Oh, my goodness.
I got a neighbor. She's already got her Halloween lights in her window.
Oh, when is it too early? Like, I remember when COVID was around, a lot of people, like August, September, they started putting certain things. My friend who runs the station out in Phoenix, she put her Christmas stuff up like October 1st, because she's like, I just want to be in the mood for something because everybody's so depressed.
Well, if you're a big, like if Halloween is like your holiday and you're really into it, I don't have an issue with somebody putting their stuff up in September.
No,
But
no.
for stores to be putting Halloween stuff out and Christmas stuff out in August is ridiculous.
But they're already selling out. They're already selling out.
How much you want to bet? Go check the coolers, boys. There's probably already pumpkin spice coffee creamer.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, 18th of this month, Dunkin' pumpkin spice latte, and then
There
right
you
after
go.
that, here comes Starbucks.
There you go.
Now, I know, Bell. We know a little wink from Bell's like Starbucks should say. Meh. What do you drink pumpkin spice latte?
No, I don't. It's not a holiday issue. It's a taste issue. I just don't like it.
Brother Bilal's getting a different kind of spice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Ken bringing the heat.
Is he cute?
Why do you got to hurt me? Why is it necessary for you to hurt me?
What did I do?
You said, is he cute?
Oh, is that what I said?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Just natural reaction. Sorry about that.
No, she is
Bella
very
Rocci.
cute.
Bella Roch. By the way, Bell tells me today. So he goes, they wanted me to tip. He goes, Chad, I don't tip people like that because they're stupid.
That's not what I said.
Is that? I thought you. No, I think you said.
I said
'cause they're
I'm not going to
stupid and they're
tip somebody
ignorant.
for taking my order. That's like tipping the guy at McDonald's. I'm not doing that either.
So you know what's funny though? Bell said the weird thing is he goes, the guy watched me hit no tip.
He leaned over to see what I hit.
Well, they got to know whose cup to spit in.
Well, that's fair.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, I mean the tipping just for tipping. I sometimes I'll do it. I mean, I don't know.
When I have a
Especially
waiter,
like a Sonic, the Sonic
Yeah.
waiters and waitresses, man, they're working their asses off.
yeah, but it's still fast food. It's not like you're getting a nice gourmet. If I'm in a sit down restaurant and I've got a waiter who's just busting ass, I'm going to tip that guy probably 20%.
Sure.
But if you're working at a fast food joint or something like that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to tip you. That is non-traditional, and I don't feel like it takes you 2 minutes to take my order, then it has to be cooked, and then a minute and a half to drop it off.
Yeah, you're just
It's-
punching a button to give the back line what they got to cook.
Yeah, it's not like a waiter in any sit down restaurant where they have to be on point, or they're going to start pissing people off who aren't going to want to tip them.
Well, I said, Bell, look, you don't have to be so mean to people because he said a whole bunch of horrible things that he's not talking about because he was really mean. I don't think you understand, Ken. He was
Asperger's is not a real disease.
just throwing horrible things out at this guy today. I thought that's not very nice, Bell. You can't do those kind of things. You know what I did tell Bell though?
What's that?
When we went to check in, like Jack's stuff for and you check in the bags now, it's a kiosk, right? And you just drop them off at this place. You don't talk to a human. And then it asks you for a tip.
No.
Yeah, who gets the tip?
No.
Do you just think, well, people just feel guilty about it?
You need to tip this piece of machinery because its feelings might get hurt. Shut up.
It goes straight to the CEO.
Yeah, it does. That's why they're making more money than us, guys. They figured it out. You can stop by the table tonight, see Ken and I, tip us. You know what we should do? Every day, tonight we should get out one of those things, and when we come over and they go, "Would you like your segment?" We'll just turn it around. You guys tip us if you want.
We need to talk to Rich about getting one of those for you guys when you're out
That'd be
and
funny.
about.
That'd be so funny.
Our promotions director, I'm sure he can get one of those.
Well, I'm still trying to get engineering to install a $50 bill dispenser in the anchor booth.
That'd be nice. That'd be really cool. You know
He
what?
says he's
Why are you
working
aiming
on
so
it.
low?
Because you know why? Because we know we're printing money, and that's why I always say if you're going to counterfeit, do 5s, do 1s, do 10s. Nobody's paying attention.
Do
to those.
10,000s.
Yeah, don't do 10,000s. Don't do a $100,000 bill. People are going to look at that. You do a $10 bill, nobody cares about that.
I just didn't want to seem too greedy.
You know what, Ken? That's what we like about you. You care about everybody. You don't want to be greedy. You're not a greedy person. That's why we love you. Coming up, we got some of your text messages, a bunch of other good stuff on the way as well. Maybe talk a little bit about Iran. Do we have weapons or don't we have weapons? We'll discuss that as well. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. And again, drivers about 80 miles west of Nashville, eastbound 40 is shut down there in Carroll County because of a crash involving several vehicles. A lot of people are trying to get off there on Highway 22 at Parker's Crossroads to avoid that closure. But man, that is really backed up as well. So you got friends or family or maybe, somebody coming for a business meeting to Nashville, they're going to be late. Checking the latest headlines today, the Senate Homeland Security Committee has voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress, and they referred him for potential prosecution over his refusal to answer questions about his handling of the pandemic. The vote passed along party lines after Fauci invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination more than 100 times when he testified before the committee last week about his role leading the country's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Democrats tried to table this vote several times, but Republicans have the power there, and they were unsuccessful. President Trump's disputing reports that U.S. weapons stockpiles have been significantly depleted by recent operations against Iran. Writing on Truth Social, the president said America has ample munitions and is rapidly increasing production. CBS News reporting that supplies of some long-range precision missiles have been nearly exhausted after heavy use during the conflict. Pentagon officials maintain the U.S. military still has the resources needed to meet its operational requirements worldwide. And in the salmonella outbreak linked to jalapenos, federal health officials now reporting hundreds of cases across more than 24 states. Chipotle already removed jalapenos from affected restaurants in multiple states. Now we are learning that people also got the bacterial illness after eating at the restaurant chain Qdoba. The company tells us that it proactively removed jalapenos from all of its restaurants. Because of that, the FDA says that it is safe right now to eat at Chipotle and Qdoba. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Guys, USS, United Structural Systems, can help you. You don't want things to get bad, as we have seen and we've talked about, where you hear people for the nightmare through the winter, where they weren't ready for it, and what that ended up happening to their homes, their foundations, to what's happening with more and more rain, especially as we're saturated. USS will come out, give you a free inspection. They can show you what's going on, make sure that, you know what, things aren't going bad. But if they are, you get in front of it. Nip it in the bud. That's what you want to have happen. And USS can do that before it gets ugly. And so why don't you do this? Call them today, 615-488-7855. Don't worry about the price. Guess what? 10% discount when you pay in full. Fix it now, pay later, 18 months, no payment, no interest. Or 36 months, no interest with low payment options for qualified homeowners. They're dependable. They're trustworthy. They're USS. Give them a call. Learn what they can do for you. So something doesn't go from small to medium to huge. You don't want that. 615-488-7855 or online at USSTN.com. Yeah, Ken, a lot of people want us to put a tip jar out tonight. I think we're going to have to.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a couple of plastic rhinoceroses.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I like those little knickknacks, Paddywhack.
Why would you not hold out for the dinosaurs?
Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe a T-Rex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, did you see they're having T-Rex races? The World T-Rex Racing Championship, where you dress up like a T-Rex and you run?
Is it one of those costumes that look like they're full of air that you wear?
Yeah. It's awesome. I was flipping around today and it was on like Good Morning America. The World T-Rex Racing Championships. And you're like, You know, guys, when I was talking about affordability and property taxes or the Christmas thing, it was to say that is Christmas here too early? People are like, well, apparently we don't have affordability. If you have 500,000 people in a city and 50 people buy a blow-up Santa Claus, it doesn't mean that everybody's doing okay. Well, everybody's doing fine. There's no affordability problem. People can go out. It's just, stuff's more expensive. That's the truth. And we're not keeping up with inflation. If you get a 5% raise this year and inflation, real inflation's at 7%, you didn't get a raise. You took a loss. And Matt texted in too about the same thing Sapicki was talking about. I know Matt. I know this Matt character. He's going to be there tonight. So that's on the ballot in November. To eliminate state property taxes permanently is going to be on the ballot. Constitutional amendment. But it was more about why aren't they talking about affordability? Because nobody wakes up and goes, China's a big issue for me. You know what? Why?
Now, grocery bill's twice as what it was, but man, these Chinese and the farmland.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because they're making food and they're charging us more. That's how they're getting us, Ken.
I don't like that.
I don't either. I'm with Ken.
So.
And I don't want them to ban pugs either.
Oh, could you have more Shih Tzus? Shar-Peis?
You got a Chinese dog. You just start getting used to the idea of letting it go.
You're going to have to put it down. That's what they make you do, too. Make you put it down. You don't want that, people. You don't want that. But it's about the affordability side of stuff. That's just it. They weren't addressing any of that. And look, is there only so much they could do? Well, here's one of the things you could do is, and this is where, Marcia, the issue is, you say you talk to the people. I didn't hear you talking to anybody outside of a few people that were asking you questions, and you talked to them like they had the cooties. You're kind of far away and just like, we're talking to people every day. That's my Marcia. We're talking to people all the time, Chad.
If I answer your question, that'll dilute me talking to the Tennesseans that I've been talking to.
Yeah. I can't talk to you because that would stop me from talking to other people. I wonder if she tips.
Can't do both.
Oh, Lordy. Can you believe that? People are worried about the whole, okay, Sandra. Well, you can disagree with me, Sandra. Sales would be slow if there was none of that stuff. Okay, well, then everybody's doing great. So, people, everybody's doing great. This is wonderful. So, if everybody's doing great, is that also Biden's fault?
Everything's Biden's fault.
Of course it is. Second gunman in the grassy knoll?
My cat threw up a hairball in the bed yesterday. Biden's fault.
Did you know that? Ken's not 6'8" like he wanted to be. Biden.
I'm not even 5'8".
Oh, somebody texted in earlier and said, hey, he's a little fellow. He's only 5'4". Says, tell Weaver that. I said, all right. I'll tell the
I'm
Weaver
just a little fella.
Just a little. By the way, everybody's very excited about you giving out the landmarks, Ken, because that's what they were looking for, they were saying, on the crash.
Oh, on the crash?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad I gave him correct information then.
Yeah, because we don't, man. Is there any fatalities or anything, or do we know any of that?
I don't know, dude. Usually, whenever they shut down an interstate, that usually involves a fatality, or it could involve law enforcement, or it could involve hazardous materials. I haven't seen anything about hazardous material or law enforcement being involved, so it could be a fatality.
Oh, it's tough. And it's going to be a long day for people out there and stuck in that.
Well, yeah, and it's like I said, a lot of people are they've also shut the interstate down there at Parker's Crossroads because I think that's where they're diverting traffic off to. And so if you, like I said, man, if you got friends or family, or maybe, you got somebody coming in for a business meeting or something, they're probably going to be late.
Yeah, probably. So just know that, and we'll keep you updated throughout the day. And again, come out and join us tonight, as we're going to have all kinds of fun.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'm excited about it. I am excited about it. Heather texted in chat, I believe Chinese buying the farmland is concerning. They can't. There's already...
They've already made it illegal in the state.
Yeah, she's putting a hat on a hat. The cell phone thing. Again, that's already been done.
Picky got that through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not this most recent General Assembly, but the one before, I believe.
Yeah. So, I remember when he came in and talked about it. So all of those things, that's just it. It wasn't about like the property tax. Somebody asked me, property tax. It's about the fact that they didn't address affordability. Nobody did. What they did is they all did the same things. I love Trump. Trump's the best. Trump should love me. I love him more than this guy. I love him more than this gal. I love him more than this. And China's bad, and I'm going to get illegals out of here, which you can't do. Okay, you can't. That's a federal issue. I'm going to all of the things that the average person's going to the grocery store today and picking up something going, yeah, no, kids, no on that. And now you got the damn cyclospora. Now we got salmonella. That's going to cause everything to go up as well. Man, those things are spreading everywhere. You know what? You got the Taco Bell. And I feel bad for Taco Bell. 30% their foot traffic's down. 30%. Their bathroom traffic's up 40%, but the 30% of their foot traffic.
How do you get higher bathroom traffic when you have lower front counter traffic?
Magic.
I'm still worried about that parsley I had.
Yeah. That's
and that lettuce. Tomorrow's the day, boys.
Tomorrow's the day, but then you had the parsley. Then you have a cucumber as well?
Yes.
Oh, my God. It's just happening for you.
But I washed them thoroughly.
Did you? Because it only
almost
takes...
took them in the shower with me.
Can you see that? What are you doing? Washing my fruits and vegetables. Oh, goodness me. So somebody said, the reason I do not like Marcia is the fact she made an arrangement for someone not to run and promised them her seat. I don't know if that's true. I mean, you hear all kinds of stuff. Although you've said you think who's getting the seat, Bell? You think...
My expectation, and I don't have any evidence to back this up, this is just me speculating, I think it would probably be and end up being Glenn Jacobs.
What about Tim Burchett?
Yeah, because Tim really wants it.
I don't count him out by any stretch, but he's needed in the House, and the razor thin margin there is not going to be helped by him going over to the Senate.
That's true. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. See, and that's... Remember, who was it? Was it Stefanik? Was it New York? Whoever that Trump nominated for something, then he took the nomination back. He's like, we can't lose you in the House.
Yeah, it was too close.
It's too close. They can't afford it. So, especially now, they can't afford to lose, anybody. So, but man, could you imagine that? I mean, because, Burchett really wants that. Because there's a difference being a senator and being a congressperson. It's a huge difference.
You get a bigger desk.
But you don't have to. The reason the Senate's there is you don't go on the whims of everybody and the reactionary crowd, because you have time. You're there for 6 years. Where if you're there for 2 years, man, the minute you're done, what are you doing? You breathe easier, you go to your party, and then you start raising money and running again. That's what it feels like. Because you're always up for re-election. Always, always, always. So tonight, come on out, hang out with us. We're going to cover everything. Chris is going to be there. Of course, it is Hug a Dan night. It's awesome. You know what? We should do a tip jar that says $1, one hug with Dan.
That would actually be good, because you say I'm not a team player. Dan Mandis is. He will absolutely if you donate those tips to charity, Dan's going to be like, give me 2 hugs.
Yeah. He is, you know what, all kidding aside with Dan, he's salt of the earth. He's just a good dude. Solid.
He's a good old boy.
He is a good old boy.
Well, of course he's salt of the earth. Nobody that's not salt of the earth is going to let you hug him that much.
No, especially, yeah. Get right in his face. He wants to feel your breath. I don't think that's true. You're probably right. But you can hug us all tonight and come say hi to us. We'll be out there. We're going to cover everything. Matt's going to be leading the charge starting at 3 o'clock. We already saw Matt. Good work on you if you're listening to get old Jackson to dress up, putting on a dress shirt. Whoa, look at that.
I honestly don't think I've seen him in a button down before.
I didn't even know he owned anything with buttons. So this is going to be a surprise. Ken and I showing up in our flip-flops and a T-shirt.
I'm not even going to recognize Jackson.
Nope. No, you walk right by him. Because
who's that fella?
And his hair is feathered perfect. Oh,
right, and parted right down the
right
middle.
down. Like it is so. He's got one of those combs in his back pocket. Super 70s. It looks so good.
Looks like one of the Cassidy brothers.
Sean. Oh, Sean and David. Coming up. Telling you what, guys, we got a lot of stuff still to talk about locally here. We'll talk a little bit about Iran as well. A bunch of other good stuff on the way and some hilarity. Plus, remember, the NFL kicks off tonight. We're forgetting about that. That's a huge deal. Football.
Football.
Thank you very much, Ken. Chad Bench, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital right now. Chance for you to sit down, Bulwark Capital, talk to them about what's going on in the world of investments and retirement. They're up over 70% since last year, January of last year. And the way they look at stuff is different. First of all, downside, not always a killer in the world. But secondly, are there too many shiny objects out there? Is AI overpriced? The valuation's nuts. And let's look at the global effect on everything from Iran to what's going on even in Japan with the yen. Why not sit down and get a second opinion with my friends at Bulwark Capital Management? It's absolutely free. All you have to do, sign up for yourself. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up for Bulwark Capital's Know Your Risk Portfolio Review or bulwarkcapitalmanagement.com. That's right, baby. They're going to get the Fauch. I don't know what they're going to do with him. He's 85. We're throwing him in jail. What are we going to, I mean, here, let's not overpromise and underdeliver. But look, we'd all like the truth. We'd all like to, I mean, I think we can all agree we like the truth. The people that were damaged from this, the kids, the amount of people that were damaged from this was huge. And the amount of F-ups across the globe, not just here, were also big. That being said, you got to look forward. But are we going to get him? What does we get him mean? Oh, we're going to get him. I hear a lot of that. We're going to get him. I don't think we're going to get him. I don't. At this point in time, I think, he's been exposed enough. He can go off in the world and live in.
Besides Steve Bannon, who was the last person you remember going to jail for contempt of Congress?
I can't even remember.
I have nobody. I didn't even know that it would actually happen.
And can we all be honest? We all have a little contempt for Congress.
A little?
They have a lot of contempt for us. We have a little for them. But no, I can't remember either. Who was the last? I mean, was it a mobster or somebody that did it? You know, that's what I was thinking.
I honestly, I don't know.
No.
Because it's basically just a refusal to answer their questions or to show up that causes it, right? So a civilian could get it just as much as any politician.
Yeah, well, if you're failure to show up or, and look, here's the other thing, though, but this also goes to show you, whether you like Fauci or not, they're asking him questions that they hope he can't answer correctly so they can go, we got you, which shows you also in a scary way that if the government wants to get you, you got it. That's just it. I mean, so Peter Navarro, somebody said, I don't know, did he go to jail for contempt? What did the Roger Stone go to jail for? That wasn't contempt, right? I can't remember. So I don't know. But still, they want to get him. Uh-oh, breaking news. McConnell's out of the hospital. He says he's going to recover at home until he passes away.
He's out of the hospital and in the morgue.
He's left the building. Did he? Did he? Yeah, he did. So just them showing this video of him where they're pushing him, right? And he's surrounded by younger people, and they're rolling him over to somebody else who's also with a walker, and they're shaking hands. I just look at that, and my first thought is they have to feed on the energy of the young. That's how they stay alive.
They're psychic vampires.
They're feeding. It's a body double. Oh, Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon went to jail. So, but before that,
did Navarro go specifically for contempt of Congress?
Is that why? I
can't remember. I mean, this just seems such a rare happenstance to me that it's hard to keep track of.
Yeah. So, personal experience I had back in 2000. He had contact with Congressman Rose about a military issue. I was having a 2-month email back and forth. His office providing all requested documents and subject and got nowhere. I contacted the military recruiter for information and got results in 24 hours. If John's office can't handle super small things, how's he going to be governor, state? Well, did he not want to handle it? Well, it may be important to you, but it might not have been important to him.
I mean, it's not an unfair question at all.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, that's the whole thing with Marsh, right? Like, and that's if you can't debate and you're not willing to ask questions, why should we entrust you with the state? Pretty safe there. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Get ready for it. As we get ready to rock and roll tonight. Remember, an hour from now, we're going to be live. Hop Springs. I'll be on my way out there. Chris is going to be there. Dan's going to be there. We're all there all night. Ken's going to be there. The party's begun because it's primary day, baby. Chad Benfield, Super Talk 99.7. We're back. So you guys see, we're getting everything ready for tonight because big night. Affordability seems to be a big thing with a lot of people. So a lot of people also, so the contempt, because again, we have contempt of Congress. We were talking about it earlier. Bannon, Navarro, those were some people that went there, as we all know. The historical, I'm looking going, okay, who else has been in there? That was Bob Jones, the Grand Dragon. I was like,
Is he a KKK guy?
I would assume so. He's the Grand Dragon, yeah, Salisbury, North Carolina. He went to, he was sent to prison for contempt in 1969. G. Gordon Liddy, you and I were talking about him earlier. Frank Costello, there was the mob guy that went to jail for that. I was like, I knew a mob guy did. There's been a couple of them. So, but Steve Bannon and Navarro were the last two that went to, several Klansmen went. So there's been a few, I'll tell you that right now. As we've talked about, we've all had a little contempt for Congress. We know that. We know that. People telling us who they voted for as well today. So 3888, I voted for Monty in the Republican primary. I regrettably found out that I do not live in District 69. I thought I was just south of it. Several of you have said you voted for Monty. And a lot of you said the same thing. It's funny. I've heard there's two things that, and Monty's been very open about it. Obviously, the several of you have said, the Muslim thing and banning religions that aren't Christianity. And we continue to go about which version of Christianity are we going to go with. Nobody's ever answered that. So.
Mine.
You don't have a version.
No, mine.
Oh, whoever.
That's
Well,
ask
does Monty
anyone
get a
and
pick?
they can say mine.
Does Monty get a pick?
No. I mean, let's be honest. Monty can say that up and down all day long, and he's going to get nothing accomplished because it's constitutionally illegal.
Yes, it is. So, and it wouldn't stand. And what? And see, here's the thing: you got to think about too. Everybody's always worried about the tit for tat, right? So, what happens if somebody comes in that is, things go south and the economy crashes and people are like, we're done with the Republicans, and then all of a sudden somebody's voted in, it's a Democrat, and all of a sudden they say, well, I just want to ban religion altogether. You wouldn't like that. So, and the abortion thing for a lot of people is, well, many of you are pro-life. You thought his version of it was a little too extreme. Totally understand that. I do. Nobody's still saying they're voting for Marsha. Nobody is.
Hey, at least you know where Monty stands.
Yes. So, no doubt about that. Let's go with the Southern Baptist version of Christianity. The Orthodox Church. Okay, is that what we're going with? So, the Orthodox Church and the Southern Baptist. What about Presbyterian? What about not Lutheran, right? We can't go Lutheran. I can't do that.
Why not?
Because it's not the right kind of...
Sorry, you're done. I'm picking it's Lutheran.
We could still ban Sharia law. There's no Sharia law. Where's the last time you went where there's Sharia law?
How do you ban a law? Seriously, how do you ban a law?
Well, they have a constitutional amendment.
I guess that would be the way you'd have to go.
So when's the last time you were in Sharia law?
Early June.
Where was that at?
Over by my house.
My backyard. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. My backyard. That's it. Oh, my goodness. So much for church and state separation. Yep. I was going to vote for John Rose, says one person, until I found out he was an 8th generation on his farm and his boys were the 9th. So there you guys go. There it is. Oh, Lord. That is funny. Whatever Paula White is, that's the lady that is helping Trump in his spiritual journey.
That's Jonathan Cain from Journey. That's his wife.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Do they live here? I feel like.
Well, they have a house here.
Okay.
I think they are here the majority of the year.
All right. That's it. No Baptist, no Church of Christ, Rastafarian.
No. Pastafarian. I'll go with Pastafarian.
I might do that. I might do that right there. Somebody said to you, you could be a Pastafarian. I'm like, I'm listening. Because as you guys know, I don't do weed. It's not what I do. I leave it for everybody else to do it.
But he'll do some pasta.
I will do some You know what? I don't eat. That's my issue right now. That's been my issue, is I'm not eating. Sally, I'm pro-life, but Monty goes to the extreme. Yeah, I think a lot of people like that. Feel that. It's not that, the beauty of our country is he's able to have that. The thing about Monty, though, that resonates is he's down to earth. He's a person. Andy Ogles, perfect example. Who's going to win? Andy Ogles. Trump can endorse him, but Andy's got a lot of problems, right? And several of you have chimed in and said, you know what? I want normal Republicans. I'm sick of performativeness.
You know, much like with buying up the China land or China buying up land, abortion is illegal, period, in this state. There was a trigger law that made it that case when Roe v. Wade was overturned. So if anybody talking about we're going to do this or that with abortion, you're not going to change anything without a law from the General Assembly. And I think you're going to be hard-pressed to get something to change what's in place now.
Yeah. Hard. Yeah, that's... I wish, the thing is, what you'd like from a governor? It's like a lot of people is government needs to be like children, right? You can see them every once in a while, but you want them to be quiet, right? And that's what I'd like. But instead, as Matt and I were talking about yesterday with Trump, if it was up to me, I federal politics, I have to do enough of that on my national show, right? And I try to, and I look for other things because prior to Trump, my show was all kinds of stuff, kind of like we do here. But, you just, people, it's important that we talk about it. It's like, it's crazy. First of all, your HOA will probably have a bigger impact on your life than most things the feds do on the federal side of stuff. Because your HOA is telling you, hey, you didn't pull your trash can in. And it's Tuesday. It has to be in on Tuesday. Well, yeah, it's still Tuesday. It has to be in at Tuesday by 10. They don't come till 11. That's not our problem.
Follow the rules or else.
Yeah. Oh, I was reading somewhere the other day. It was an HOA that was fining a family because they had too much stuff in their garage and they said they're using it as a storage unit.
Isn't that what a garage is? If you're not storing your cars or storing your cars with other items, What are you doing with it?
So, it is because the thing is you're supposed to pull your cars in is what they're saying, which is nuts.
This is why I would never own a house in an HOA.
Yeah.
Ever.
No. I had one in Palm Springs, and it was neat because it was the cleanest place you could eat off the street. It was the cleanest thing you'd ever seen. Also, it was one of those things where you would get a ticket for letting your yard die that the state ordered the yard to no longer be watered or you would get fined. So you were damned if you do and damned if you don't. And now some places, get ready for this. This is crazy. I was reading this, talk about people reaching over. Certain places now, you know what they're doing? Oh, you work out at the house? That's an extra $200 a month for your apartment that we're going to charge you. You're like, what? Yeah. If you work out of the house, we're going to charge you an extra $200 a month. Just insane. Just insane. Jason, I'm not HOA material. No. Oh, no weed, no vote, Duffy says. So what is the biggest issue that you guys see out there? The absolute biggest issue. That's real. Again, there's a lot of, the China thing, there's already a law in the books for that. The cell phone thing, Sabicki handled that. I brought up the somebody said, well, what can they do? Well, I said property tax, and we got into a big thing like that, but there's stuff that's going to be on the November ballot. But that being said, that was more just about the affordability side of stuff, because a lot of you say affordability. Well, yeah, affordability is a big deal. And what little things can they do? Because they can't do big things, right? And again, the other thing about politicians, and you guys know this, is they're not magicians, right? They're not. They can only do so much. But man, for all the stuff they promise, don't you wish somebody would just come out and go, look, guys, I'm not going to save your marriage. I'm not going to save your world. I'm not going to make it 1,000 times better. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to be in a position where hopefully you don't see a lot of me and we can get some stuff done. But to say that everything you want to come true is going to happen is wrong. It's just wrong.
All you got to do is get me in office, and then I'm going to push all the right buttons.
All of the right buttons. That's it. You want to hear something interesting that I find interesting? Maybe you guys do, maybe you don't. So Arizona, Katie Hobbs is running for governor again. She's taking on Andy Biggs. New York Times was reporting that she's picking a Republican. She's a Democrat to be her lieutenant governor because she says, I want to govern for all of the people, not just for the people on the left. And I thought, man, that's smart. Do you remember, who was it a few years ago they thought they were going to run together? Was it McCain and somebody else that they thought was, somebody on the left that they were going to run together at one time? You've heard it a couple times.
I know what you're talking about, and I can't remember who it was.
But yeah, and we've talked about it before. Go look at Abraham Lincoln. Abraham, if I had an administration, I would always have somebody that I could disagree with, but who maybe talk to the people that, because, all politicians says, I'm going to be the governor for all of Tennessee. They're only going to be the governor usually for themselves and for their donors. And then, that's about it. And then the people that, maybe help them get in, they'll do some things for. Outside of that, though, they don't ever look at everything across the board that's good for Tennessee, that for everybody at Tennessee. It's only, again, mostly for their donors or whatever it is, on the national level. It's the same thing. You don't govern for everybody. You govern for your base. But you do remember you are president of the nation. You are the congressperson for your district, whatever it is. And that includes sometimes people that you disagree with. So how do you try to hear their point of view on stuff? Oh, we got a Citizen Swamp Ass report. Got to do this because Ken's heading over there right now. Because remember, 3 o'clock today, we're going to be live from Hop Springs. So you got to come out and join us. Matt's going to be there early doing his show from there. You're going to have Ken there as well. Then Chris and Dan and I will be showing up, and then we're going to be there till 10 o'clock tonight till we get this thing through. Andy says, I've been sitting on a riding mower for over 2 hours a day. I had to call the fire department to pry me from the pleather seat. I came in to take a shower, went back out, and there was a pack of cats looking at the lawnmower. Why? Because swamp ass, guys. That's why. Joe Lieberman. Thank you very much for that, guys. Joe Lieberman. That is. I remember that. So it's going to be interesting tonight. The question is, how close does Monty make it? How does John do? Because the reality is we talk mostly about Monty. And, John, he came in. He was a nice guy. Wish him all the best. But how close does Monty make it? Considering the money. Think about that for the money side of stuff. Monty did what politicians used to do, which is he went out, he met the people, traveled all over the place. Sitting here and talking to the guy, he's a good guy, but he's talking about, look, he's got grandkids. He doesn't have time for them. He doesn't have time for his family rather than, sitting around and enjoying the fruits of a life well lived. He went out and said, I think I need to do this. Felt it was on his heart. The God put it there. Okay, great. But I feel like he did it right. Marcia, she's a career politician. I mean, you look up career politicians, there's a few of them out there. We're talking about Mitch McConnell that they released earlier from the hospital. The reality is you look at these people who've been around since their, 30s, and they're into their 60s, 70s, and 80s. You're a career politician. That's your job. That is your job. And you answer to the donor class at that point in time. And people recognize that. And I've yet to see anybody go, I'm voting for her. I'm voting for her. So roads, public transportation, but nobody talks about it. Roads are huge. The pothole theory. The pothole and trash theory is absolutely one of the most important studies. And that says if you can't handle potholes and keep the garbage trucks on time, and keep the trash moving along so it's not piling up, you're not doing your job. Those are like that is a real study that's been done on numerous occasions, by the way. So property tax is a big one. Again, there's going to be property tax, out there. We'll see what that looks like. So there's a bunch of, Marsha's like Joe Biden, a little bit. It's like, what do you mean by like Joe Biden? She's not incompetent in that sense. Marsha's smart. Marsha took a calculation that I don't have to debate anybody. I don't have to do anything. She's not an idiot. Nobody's saying she's an idiot. But is she in it for herself? Does she done anything of note? Right? That says, yeah, that's the person. When you consider, as Bell brings up all the time, her approval rating in the Senate is what, 25%? So there's a lot there where you look and you say, okay, you've been at Washington for a long time. And John Rose he's an eighth generation farmer. He's
13th.
He's the CEO of a state now. That's what he wants to be, CEO of a state. Run 2 successful businesses. His kids go to preschool to learn about Jesus like he did. And he's also going to stop the Chinese. You know who I saw last night?
When you give yourself a job that's already been done, that's got to be the greatest feeling in the world.
That's it. That's it. That's like being Webman versus Spider-Man. Hey, by the way, I saw Ditch. He was on TV last night on, I don't know if it was on WSMV or one of those. And he said, I sat there and I go, I could vote for Ditch. Because he's not going to win. But he goes, his big platform is he wants to show everybody that we're in this together and anybody should be able to do this. Anybody should stand up and to run and to throw their hat, and more people should do it.
Well, yeah, that's certainly a huge part of his platform is that, average people career politicians are a problem, and average people should be able to go and run for an office and do it for a certain amount of time and then go the hell home.
Yeah, that's it. And like it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and look at our politicians from the days gone by. They had a career before. They're politicians for a while. Then they have to go back home, and in some cases, had to get regular jobs. Go farm again.
Or they had to go back to their regular jobs.
Or go back to their regular jobs.
Because you had people that were farmers, you had people that were doctors and lawyers, and if you wanted to be a house representative in the House, you had to give up your lawyer practice while you went up there.
Yeah. No doubt.
Because you can't be doing trials when you're up in D.C. for, a session of Congress. But then I'm sure they would go home during recesses and, go back to their job.
Yeah. So, man, it's one of those days, to tell you what. All right, coming up, NFL's back tonight, guys. I'm talking a little bit about that. Also, later, we're going to talk about flock cameras. Because when you hear what the guy who's the CEO of Flock Cameras said about the deflocking group, you're going to say to yourself, what the hell are we doing? Talk about that, too. Chad Benz here, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is amazing. I take it every single day. It's naturally formulated, third-party tested. It's just great. 1 million people have taken Relief Factor. They continue to use it, and the reason is it works. So this guy listens to my show for a long time. His name's Chris. So he listens to the show and says, I'm going to try it. His feet hurt bad, aches and pains in his joints. He's at the point where he's just, everything hurts all the time, and it's inflammation. So he starts taking it. Within a couple months, he decides, you know what? I'm feeling so much better. I'm going to do something I never thought I was going to do. He runs a half marathon, which is crazy. First of all, it's crazy to run a half marathon. But the thought that he said where he thought he had to live in pain, and now he doesn't. It's Relief Factor. It's the only thing he changed. I want you to try Relief Factor now. Naturally formulated, third-party tested, works from the inside out, actually tackles the problem of inflammation, and that's what you want. Try it now, 1776, 3-week quick start. 3-week quick start, 1776. Go to ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. 800, the number 4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Do. Sally's like, hey, Chad, if you're going to make it to Hop Springs tonight, you better leave. If you're going to get there by 3. No, Matt's going to be there at 3. I'm going to leave here afterwards. I should get there about, I don't know how long of a drive it is right now. It's a good question. Could be an hour, could be 7. We don't know. But we will be there. Bell won't. Bell has made an executive decision that he hates us. So sometimes that happens. You know, I understand that. I didn't want him to. I wanted him to like us. I wanted him to show up for the people. He decided not to.
People scare me.
What do they scare you about?
They say words and stuff.
Oh, good. When's the last time you were at an event?
I don't remember. Honestly, don't remember.
Really? But you've gone to one, right?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Man.
Oh, I went to Steak of the Union when it was at the steakhouse on 2nd Avenue.
That was prior to me. You haven't been to anything when I'm out there.
No.
So, Bell doesn't do public. We know Bell doesn't do public. So,
Free info kit.
It's less about not doing public and more about not doing people.
yeah.
Like I go in the public all the time. I, go in the grocery store, go to the bank, whatever the case may be. But I try my best, especially in the grocery store. Don't talk to people.
No?
No people. People will scare you. Suddenly you're
You're
buying
engaged in a conversation that you don't want to be engaged in.
Yeah, it's like when people talk to me, it scares me.
I understand that. I do. Somebody says she's campaigning like Joe in the basement. Yeah, she's doing a little bit of that. She doesn't have to do anything other than that, though. So, she doesn't. She doesn't have to. Marcia doesn't have to go out and... But is she going to pay the price for that? And here's the thing. What's going to... Like everybody, Jerry Green and several of you have said, Jerry Green's looking better and better all the time, especially if it's Marcia. Here's my thing. Can she do anything to at least make it a race? Make it uncomfortable? I mean, that's a big deal. And tonight, how close does Monty get? Does Monty get within 10 points? Does Rose get within 5? I mean, think about how close that is. If this thing would have gone on for another month, thank God it's not. Could you imagine that one of them could turn the tide? But they're running out of time because time has ended. Today's it. So how many of you are staying away, just not voting at all? How many are voting for Ditch? By the way, they showed Ditch playing last night. He was rocking out.
Was he good?
Yeah, he was very good. And he was playing just the regular old guitar. So the Ditch was rocking out, no doubt about that. Outside is too people-y. We do agree with that.
Good way to put it. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that.
Yeah. Too people-y. There's no doubt about that. Too people-y. You know what, though? I feel the way. Here's the thing. I don't mind. I hate parking. Like when I got to go somewhere.
Dude. Boom. Right there. That's one of the big issues.
It's like I would go to so many events if I could just magically show up inside of the stadium and then magically get home. Yeah.
It's like when I went to see Ghost last year.
Yeah.
I took an Uber down to the stadium, and it was a little uncomfortable because it just took so long to get there versus where I was going from and to. And then when I got out, it was so hard to find a spot where an Uber could pick me up that I literally walked back to the station.
But at least we have that option. How long of a walk is that?
15 minutes.
That's not bad.
No, and I was going at a leisurely place.
No offense. Pace. I love you, Bell, but I don't think you were really picking up the speed there.
Well, I didn't want to. It was just a nice, it was a kind of a warm night, and I thought, walk back.
I'm going to enjoy this, my beautiful night watching Ghost, which is a great band. They're a Christian band.
No, they're not, but I still like them.
Oh, goodness me. Chad, you're out of your mind if you think Green could give Blackburn any type of competition. I didn't say she could. I said, what could she do? And by the way, for so many people out there who can't stand Marcia, is it inconceivable that at least somebody can make it a race? Because I would like to see just one debate. That's it. One debate. Wouldn't you? You don't have to anymore. The new thing is you don't have to debate. You don't have to answer questions. Commercials will tell you all you need to know. All right, coming up, we'll talk a little bit about Iran, what's going on there. Also, flock cameras. Telling you, I know they pitch safety, but it is insane. Talk about that as well. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. The Senate Homeland Security Committee this morning has voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci, the former head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, in contempt of Congress following Fauci's decision to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights during a tense hearing in front of the committee last month. So what's next? Well, the normal process is it would then send the resolution to the Senate for a full Senate vote, but that would require a 60-vote threshold to clear. And Chairman Rand Paul knows this is very unlikely to get out of the Senate. It would require Democratic voters, and so he's mused about possibly doing is just forwarding this contempt resolution straight to the Department of Justice, circumventing that Senate vote. President Trump's rejecting reports that the United States is facing critical shortages of certain military munitions. Trump said in a social media post the country has substantial weapons inventories and that production is increasing to meet demand. CBS News has reported that supplies of some long-range missiles and missile defense interceptors have been drawn down significantly during the conflict with Iran. The White House and Pentagon say the military remains fully capable of carrying out missions worldwide. And with public safety and health officials facing multiple threats, there's growing concerns about the U.S. water supply. An intelligence note reviewed by ABC News provides the clearest indication yet that Iran may be behind cyber attacks targeting water and wastewater utilities in more than a dozen states and prepared for them months in advance. The note says public safety officials in Utah identified targeted reconnaissance against water infrastructure and in their state using an internet signature linked to Iran. And the FDA has approved Moderna's flu vaccine for adults over the age of 50. The shot found to be 27% more effective than the standard vaccine. The new approval comes after an intense flu season last year that saw some of the highest rates of doctor's visits, hospitalizations, and deaths from the virus. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Hey guys, our friends over at Busy Bee got a lot of stuff going on, right? Huge deals. Back to school, they got great back to school opportunities for you to help out with schools, but they're also doing something else, okay? So the Wilson County Fair, August 13th through 20th. Busy Bee is a proud member of the Lebanon Rotary Club Noon Chapter. A big part of the fundraising efforts for the Rotary Club is the concession stand at the Tennessee State Fair. And this is an awesome opportunity. They said, look, it's about burgers. Come out there, got one of the best burgers around. It's a big burger, all freshly cut fixings. You don't have to worry about any of that evil stuff on it. You know what I'm talking about out there with all the stuff making people sick? No. If you're looking for a great eat at this year's Tennessee State Fair, make sure you check out the burger at the Lebanon Rotary Club concession. If you have a chance, step out there, do that. Also, check out all the great deals when it comes to, Beehive memberships. If you've got one, and you re-up it, or you're going to go buy one, you can gift one to a qualified teacher, faculty, and staff. That's amazing. Got great deals right now. $500 gift card with qualifying whole home repipes and mainline replacements. You got great financing options, 0% financing for 18 months. Check out Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call them today, 615-775-7833, or visit busybhvac.com today for details. Incogni, your data's important. You're going to want to protect your data. My phone gets no spam calls thanks to Incogni. It got some, and it got a lot of spam texts. Not anymore, thanks to Incogni. Your data is out there for everybody. It's not hard to get. Your voter, they can tell you voted for. They can tell you so many things. And let me tell you something. It's crazy what they can get a hold of. It's legal. And then they could sell it to anybody. And anybody is buying it. Criminals, marketers, scammers. You don't want that. Take control of your data like I did with Incogni. They're going to get you off hundreds and hundreds of sites for as little as $7 a month. It's a great way to protect yourself and protect your family and your identity. Those people search sites, all of those things. So how do you do it? You go to incogni.com/Benson. That's incogni.com/Benson, incogni.com/Benson, and get your name and life off the internet and protect yourself. Incogni.com/Benson saves you 60% right there. Incogni.com/Benson. We're going to be out there in a little while. All of us hanging out, having fun. Feel free to come by and tip us. Somebody said they're stopping by and getting singles. We're not dancing. Well, Ken and I might dance. You don't know. That's how we roll.
Probably talk Matt into it.
Yeah, I could, because Matt's a good time. Chris, he's just going to give you that devil may care smiling attitude. What's up? Dan, you know Dan's not going to be dancing because it's Hug a Dan night.
Chris's whole attitude was like, I don't need to dance. I'm already good looking.
I'm already a handsome fella. By the way, we haven't talked a lot about what's going on in Iran and do we have stuff, don't we? I said, and I was talking to Bell about this. I told you guys 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he goes, no, we got all the ammunition, we got everything. And I said, we don't have the stuff that we need to protect It's just that simple. We don't. You can believe it or not believe it. It's the truth. And in fact, we've used 700, give or take, of our THAAD supply, 700. We're currently on pace to finish in the next couple of weeks, maybe by the end of the year, 14. So do the math there. These things are not easy to build. We don't have a conveyor belt. This isn't like going to Ford and everybody else going, switch over, guys. We're not building cars. We're building B-52s. It's not that simple. So it's the defensive side. Trump's right about, like, on the offensive side, we got all kinds of stuff. But the stuff that we have on the offensive side, it does limited damage, right? You could shoot a Tomahawk missile, but it's not blowing up, an area that is so massive. They're more precision. But we have that. We don't have the stuff that we need to protect. And that's a big deal. And as of a little while ago, it looks like Iran is finishing up a deal. And I saw people today going, oh, thank goodness for that. We have nothing to do with it. They're finishing up a deal with Oman. And that deal is going to be, you come in through us, right? Through Iran, and we're going to charge you. They want to charge 5 to 7% of whatever your cargo's worth. So if it's worth $100 million, it's $5 to $7 million. But you exit through Oman, and if you try to exit in our way, we're going to shoot you. And if you try to enter in the other way, we're going to shoot at you. So that's where we're at, unfortunately, at this moment in time. The thing is, and they said, there's been talk about, well, what will we do in this situation? And, there's not a lot we can do at this moment in time. Trump is not going to put, everybody's like, well, we should just go take it. Has anybody seen the movie The 300? Do you know why they lasted as long as they did? Because they narrowed it down into a little tiny space. And that's what that is. And they've got mountains and cliffs. They got miles and miles and hundreds of miles of shoreline. They can make it a nightmare. And we're not going to go risk our ships and our people. This is something that we bit off politically, especially more than we could chew, because we thought it was going to be easy. Well, most of us didn't. But, Trump, I think, there was an illusion that this was going to be much simpler. And J.D. Vance was against it. Marco Rubio was against it, right? Raising Cane was against it. Several people this isn't going to work the way you think. And now we're in a position where they're probably going to control the straits, which is not a win. I think we can all recognize that. Speaking of not a win, I want you guys to listen to this. Flock cameras. This lady, this is how insane these things are, okay? And you'll hear many of these stories. And again, how the spirit of it is intended, which is, oh, it's here to protect, it's here to do all these great things. How it's used are two separate things.
My name is Chrisanna Elser, and on September 27, 2025, Sergeant Jamie Milliam came to my door accusing me of a $25 package theft.
Well, hi there.
How are you doing?
I'm doing so good it should be illegal. Is Prasanna available?
She's taking a nap right now. I can see if she can come out really quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Prasanna, my name is Sergeant Jamie Milliman with the Calumet Valley Police Department.
Okay.
You know why I'm here?
No.
You drive through the town of Beaumar quite often?
Nope.
You know we have cameras in that town and you can't get a breath of fresh air in or out of that place without us knowing, correct?
So here's this lady. Hey, you've been driving through this little town. We know because we got cameras everywhere. You can't get in or out. First of all, that's scary enough. They show up at her house.
I was trying to figure out what was he talking about.
There was a theft of a package on Tuesday. You say you don't drive there, but you've been driven through about 20 times this month. This is you, right? And that was your truck?
And that was my truck.
I have you on camera.
Okay.
You taking a package and walking away. Is there any reason why you would have done that?
Nope.
Well, then I'll make this easy since you're just going to deny
We
it.
have cameras on our truck, so we can show you exactly where we were.
Well, I already know where you were. I've got to video you.
So wait, I just want to. So she's got a truck, a work truck, their company, and they've got cameras all over it. They know everything that's going on. They're driving through a little town, right? So just think about driving through a small little town. Like you're driving through Franklin, like back and forth, something like that. Oh, but we've got a video of you. You got a video of me stealing stuff? Or do you just have pictures of me driving through?
I said to him, I said, we have evidence to provide you. He said, no, I'll see it in court. You can see the evidence I have when you go to court.
Nothing gets in or out of the town without us knowing.
Wait a minute.
And take a package. Well, there's no shushing. I don't need to be.
I need to know where this is.
It doesn't matter. I'll be giving this all to you.
You can show me right now.
No, I could, but you could also be honest with me. It is her. It is 100%. It is locked in. There is zero doubt. I wouldn't have come here unless I was 100% sure. 100%. It's all on video. I'm not making this up. I have no reason to make this up. There's your summons. You have to appear for this. You guys have a good afternoon.
Yeah. What do you think happened? She took her footage in, which didn't match their footage because they didn't have her going up on a Ring camera and stealing anything. And the times that they said that she was doing this, she wasn't even anywhere near there. But because she drove through so much and there was a package taken on a certain street, they assumed it was her.
But he wasn't making it up. He had no reason to make it up.
They make stuff up.
Really?
I don't know if you're aware of that. Now, this is the guy that's the CEO of Flock. I want you to listen to what he says here. Because, again, the spirit of which it's intended is not always what ends up happening.
You've got organizations like the ACLU and the EFF who take an above-the-board approach to fight for their point of view. And thankfully, we live in a beautifully democratic, capitalistic country where we can fight in court. And I have a lot of respect for those groups because they have reasonable debates and we follow the law. And then unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like DFLOC, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else. And that I think is unfortunate because we don't want chaos, or I don't want chaos. I like law and order. I like a society that has a bedrock of safety. So for those groups, I think it's just disappointing that they haven't chosen a more constructive mannerism to try to get what they want, which they have a right to have. But that's why we have a democratically elected process, right? Like we're not forcing Flock on anyone. Elected officials know that as a community, you want to be safe.
Again, how it's used. You called the defrockers. By the way, they're a nonprofit, open source. They're not Antifa. They're not Antifa. They're not. That's the buzzword. Oh, they're Antifa, so they got to be terror. They're not. And in fact, they're like, we're going to sue. You calling us a terrorist because we don't like your organization and the fact that you have 150,000 cameras, give or take. I've heard 177,000. I've heard 120. We're just going to go right in the middle across the nation, filming everything. You know, you got a poor guy in Roseville, California, who they came after him for saying that he had done all kinds of stuff. I think Chris has talked about that one before. You've got several people that work inside the law enforcement world who've abused it, and there's zero ramifications for Flock. They're a for-profit company. Okay, fine. You're for-profit. But you have there's no guardrails on what they can do with the data, any of that stuff. And that's the big deal right there. And that what they have done and how they've gone about doing some of these things and is frustrating. You just had a guy in Houston a woman in Houston who was arrested. What was she doing? Following her ex-husband. Then you had a guy a sheriff out in Georgia, who was stalking his ex to the point where she would be at the grocery store and he would text her, "What are you getting to eat for dinner?" Showing up at places that she was at.
I saw a video of someone who was, he was in a company car and he worked for Flock, and there was somebody following him around in public, filming him. And the guy drove up to a police officer and complained to the police officer that this guy was monitoring him.
Yeah.
You're complaining about being monitored?
Mm-hmm.
How about you shut up and you sit down?
Yeah. And look at this. I like this. Let's do this. Let's put how much good Flock cameras have done compared to the bad. Go look at Mount Juliet stats. Once again, everybody seems to be fine giving away their, freedoms. Well, you know what? You're right. Why did you gripe about wearing a mask?
Yes.
Right? I mean, if we could, it's different because and I hear the same thing. Well, I have nothing to hide. Okay, well then you can give your data and you can be searched and looked at.
Saying you have nothing to hide is like saying, I don't care about the First Amendment because I have nothing to say.
Yeah. Yeah. So take it away or not. I don't care. Oh,
it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Well, it affects a lot of other people, and people are. Privacy is an inherent right that you are born with.
Yes.
And there are certain exceptions and times, but it isn't just something you can go, well, I don't really care about it. Fine, you don't care about it. I do.
Yeah. Well, I think we should all care about it. And yes, we can look at the good that's been done, but as we talk about the good that's been done, we're starting to give away more and more of our freedoms, and and the spirit of what it was supposed to be starts to change, and we recognize that. We do, and I don't trust what they're going to do with it. All right, coming up, are we going to talk to Matt?
I'm trying to work it out right now.
We may talk to Matt. We may not. You know where he's at? He's out at Hop Springs, which we're all going to be out till 10 o'clock tonight. So we will see. That's straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997.